So, hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to the stream of Crusader Kings 3, where we are currently playing as the nation of Mordheim. Our ruler currently is Video Games Killed the TV Star, who is a handsome berserker, who is a bit of a warlike courtier. He is a schemer. Right, we got the high intrigue guy. We have the compassionate high intrigue guy. Which means we can't do any intrigue stuff. He hates intrigue. Why have we had... We've literally had 3 generations of just completely incompetent imbeciles in charge of our realm. It's kind of a miracle that we're still alive, but we are. So, you may be wondering, why are these little bits of Denmark in your country at the moment? Well, that's because Denmark is actually owned by Askel Killing Moonson, who is a Mordling Kent. So we have been expanding our dynasty into other areas. We've been trying to establish ourselves with a couple of extra duchies and extra kingdoms, and when we split off the Kingdom of Denmark from that of Mordheim, he already owned a couple of territories over here. So at some point in the future we're going to have to steal them back, but at the moment I'm kind of okay with there being a little bit of a mix. Similarly to here, we have got Prince Smoothbrain, who is a Mordling Lycio, who is our Norman counterpart. Also another Norse, as should the Danish ruler be. So there we go. Meanwhile, Sweden is having a few problems, which I think we may well want to exploit, given the appropriate opportunity. The other thing we really want to do... Oh yeah, we started going for Ireland as well. I totally forgot that we had this land over here. We took out the Southern Irish bit. We still have Leinster to go after, but as you can probably tell there, Leinster has a standing army of almost 10,000, which is kind of redonkulous. They're quite a lot stronger than you would think. Scotland, meanwhile, not looking nearly so healthy. In fact, none of the Scottish miners really, so we could probably start cleaning up some of them. Because I would quite like to establish an Orsatru state over here if we can, and in fact this area is still Orsatru, though that is owned by Leinster, and Leinster is old Orsatru. If they switched to new Orsatru, reformed Orsatru, I wouldn't have a problem with them. In fact, I'd be quite happy with them. And the fact that they have some lands over here which they may well use to convert from would be awesome, but they don't. So Denmark is reformed, we are reformed, Normandy is reformed, but as you can see, most of Scandinavia, well, Sweden, Norway, is still old Orsatru, and actually a large part of Ireland is insular, though the rulers are old Orsatru, so they're halfway acceptable. But the problem with old Orsatru is they are easily converted by other people. Now, Catholic is having a little bit of a problem. As you can see, France is in fact Orthodox and remains staunchly Orthodox. And Orthodox doesn't tend to be quite as aggressive as Catholic when it comes to converting other people. So that may have earned us a little bit of a reprieve. But still, as time goes on, we are now 1021. Catholicism is going to start getting more and more entrenched in Scandinavia, and we need to be careful of that. Why is part of France Orthodox? That is because France, at one stage, was part of the Byzantine Empire. They split away within about a generation, but in that time the damage was done, and the bit of France you can see converted there was converted during the Byzantine era and maybe a little bit post. How are preparations going for the move? Have I found somewhere to live yet? We came close. Found one apartment which was pretty good, but it's kind of expensive and also not in the best part of town. I mean, it's close. It's on Kungsholmen, which is a very nice area, but it's in a very, very quiet area, and I'd kind of like to be a bit closer to bars, restaurants, stores, and that type of thing. So I've got that one in my back pocket. The main holdback there is it's expensive. It's unfurnished and it's expensive. I've got my eye on a couple of others, but the owners haven't been responding to emails, which is a little bit annoying. Like, the whole process is kind of tiresome. I spent many hours perusing the apartments to rent sites, websites, but it's difficult, as it turns out. Alright, so I have just spent all of my money on something as well. What did we just purchase? Wasn't a building... Oh, it was to split off Denmark, wasn't it? Right. That's literally the last thing that we did. So I would like to try to establish a bit more of a battle chest before we do anything else. Like, I like to try to keep 200 to 300 ducats in my back pocket at any time, because whenever we raise the armies, it is very expensive. And we could hold court if we wanted to, though holding court is often another expense. Okay, so spiritual obligation is ready to learn. You are a diplomat. Mostly, I think, probably because you're handsome, yeah. You are taking a martial education. You are 6, so you've just started to study. Martial or stewarding? Well, you have no aptitude for stewarding, so we're definitely going to keep you as a martial. In the meantime, we need to find you a guardian. Now, thankfully, us being us, we have lots and lots of people who can teach you to fight. Actually, we don't have nearly as many as I thought we did. We do have this guy here, Aymar, who is vengeful, wrathful, and brave. He has all 3 of the virtuous traits. He is a robust berserker. He is pretty good. He's not the smartest cookie. He's also French, but I'm trying not to hold that against you. So we'll go ahead and have you train the kid. And how is my own succession looking? So at the moment, Commander Scooby will inherit Holland. And that's it. This is the problem with having so many kids. And he's a tough soldier, so he's also not... He's got level 1 stewarding. Why? This is going to be 4 generations of complete uselessness. Ah! Count Othon is no longer Master of the Horse. Well, that's not good enough. I would like to recruit a new one, please. Courtiers. Master of the Horse. So 2 of you would be excellent at this. Let's make Kunrad Torbjornsson Master of the Horse, because that'll keep you a little bit happier, and that also means that we get a bit more knight effectiveness, which is the main reason I do this. Amsterdam to pay homage. Thank you for the free money. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Leave your tribute over there on the left. And do we have any items which are about to disappear? Not for a little while, so I think we can probably hold back and just let our economy recover for a bit. Colinus wants me to drink some tea. Cheers. There you go. Looks like the Moorish invasion stalled early in this timeline. Asturias have been holding the line pretty effectively. Galicia is still Catholic, as is Navarra. So you've got these 3 Catholic kingdoms holding off the Moors down here. My son! Another kid. Damn it, that means even more inheritance problems. Alright, let's put the list over there, and we are going to name you Deskness. May you grow to be strong and wise. There we are. Any plans to expand into Luxembourg? Not at the moment. Like, I'm trying to keep to the Dutch bits, plus, like, Cologne. So, honestly, we're probably at a vaguely the maximum extent that I want to be at. We'll need to take a couple of the provinces back from Normandy, because I want to maintain the whole of Flanders, Brabant, Jülich, Lower Lorraine, Gelre, Utrecht, Frisia, and Holland. That's what I am saying in this timeline is de jure Netherlands. We have gained the armillary spear. What does that do? Naval speed plus 25%. So we're even faster at sea. Okay, cool. We already have partition, right? Yes. And the next one is not going to be available until High Medieval. Which will be High Partition. And then after that, finally Primogeniture and Late Medieval. So at least under the partition rules, the vassals gain an opinion buff. The other thing I'm wondering about is absolute crown authority. It would give us significantly more troops and money. But it would also make our direct vassals really start to chafe under us, and we are not a diplomat. Under the previous ruler, we probably could have gotten away with it, because they were a diplomat. Actually, we're 14. We're not terrible at it. It's just going to be a question of whether we can hold things together after that character passes. V2 Spoon is creating factions. There's a few of them around. How old are we? 55. How's our health? We're still fine health. Daughter-in-law. Okay, that's not us. That's fine. So, Cycling Rhino. And instead of Hera, we're going to be Colinus. May you both grow to be strong and wise. Oops, tabbing out there accidentally. Holy War for the Ealdom of Neustria just ended, and Smoothbrain won. Against, hey, France. France attacked them. So well done, Neustria. Oh yeah, you got significantly more troops than them. And have also just become very, very wealthy. This is good. This is very good. Alright, starting to get to the stage where I feel like we have a more acceptable amount of money. We could still do some building upgrades. Have we got all the holdings? That's another good question. So we're still building Adon. Then we can finally get access to some good cheese. Delft could be upgraded, but honestly you guys have the base level stuff needed to become awesome. You're already building the small harbour. As long as you get that, I'm happy. So no, Ypres doesn't have its second settlement yet. Calais unfortunately put the temple on the coast as opposed to the town on the coast, which is a bit annoying. And you don't have a coastline, so you don't matter. Same with you. Ugh. Ghent is a temple and it's not on the coast. Some unfortunate placements there. I wonder, if you just have these two, can we actually switch this? No. Too bad. Another intrigue perk. Right, so we're going for the Torturer line because it makes people a little bit more afraid of us. And we want to have vassals who are intimidated and terrified. So yes, we will tax them through that. Carry on. We have no prisoners. And I can't torture people, I can't execute people because we're compassionate. Ah! Legal drug dealer died, and we are getting a little bit stressed, so maybe we should consider going for a hunt. Which will do a lot of stress relief, because we are brave. Sounds good to me. We're also up to 7,000 troops. This might well be an opportunity to go after Sweden. The woods truly are the mantle of the poor, but as the wolf flees in panic from the foraging peasants, I feel my patience wearing thin. Surely there must be better things to do in Seaburg than picking roots and mushrooms. Berg gains aided development, which will increase development growth. And your development is low. It is not currently growing at all. Probably because the adjacent places haven't built up their development yet. Yeah, the Netherlands region is developing pretty rapidly. That's because Amsterdam is maximized. It has a huge amount of development. So if you're not going to gain anything from that, then drive the peasants from the forest, obviously. Get out of my woods, you peasants. The hunt is drawing to an end. We mount our horses and leave the farmlands behind as the servants prepare the wolf and the other game for the journey back. To heed the call of the wild is usually an adventure, but this outing truly delivered both the good and the bad in an overabundance. So we gain some more prestige. Denmark's having an uprising. Mare is fighting a liberty war, and Sweden's trying to claim an artifact. Denmark is quite significantly stronger. Okay, so Sweden. You're in quite a few different struggles. War of Tinnerini, artifact. And then Chieftain Einar's claim on the Kingdom of Sweden, which you are currently losing. You are also also true. Well, I'm just going to sit back and let the money roll in. Leinster seems to... Ooh, they're in quite a few battles. Are you allied to Sweden? Might well be. Fighting against Aquitaine, fighting against... Yeah, you're allied to Sweden. That's another reason why Leinster is such a difficult nut to crack. Also, Mercia have just split out from England. Interesting. Do we have any also true left over here? Yeah, a little bit. Turov. Oh, Home Guard still is. Good, good, good. Ashari. Is that Sunni? Must be. Is this before Shia? Must be as well. Yeah, I think that happens later. The Islamic schism. Let the money roll in, then when the war is almost over, attack before they can build up their forces again. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. Because I don't want to attack them before these wars finish. King Askell's court now speaks Greek. Denmark? Denmark's official language is Greek? No, it's all Greek to me. 1250. Aha. Oh, and Groningen needs to go to Kunrad. That I can do. There you go. And we need some more guardians. Holland's lament. We need those resources for the troops. If one small village in Holland has to starve. The heated argument between my councillors follows me out of the room, and Cecily, the representative from Holland, greets me with tired eyes as I approach. That's more dev growth, which I really don't need. Oh, but I... Yeah, sure. Force them to leave you alone, I guess. Locon's Ghost, what are you? You are handsome, curious, and you're currently training to be learning. Alright. We have several people who are very good at learning. Let's have Reginar teaching you. And then Gala. Also pretty. Pensive, so stewarding and learning. And you're currently learning as well. So I'm quite happy to have some of my kids currently learning to become more learned. Because after all, wisdom is only possessed by the learned. So saith the wise Alondo. If you get that reference, I'll be impressed. Your royal court is now Court Grandeur level 5. Askel lost against Maya. But Maya didn't split away. That was a Liberty War. How did you keep them? Forever famous, Dread Decay goes down or Imprisoned Chance. I think I'm going to go with the Dread Decay. Though Imprisoned Chance is also useful. You're down to 1,400 troops. You're in just 2 wars now. This is the one that I really want to have end. Because I think if the ruler switches, then my own war against them ends prematurely. Also, would I be able to declare war anyway? Yes. Yes, I can. No, I'm not going to give you a flipping city. It doesn't do anything for you. No, I'm not going to give you one of my artifacts. An inspired person can be sponsored. Sponsored to do what? A brooch. Very competent at his craft. Good stewarding. Alright, we'll sponsor you. Huzzah! I have a little bit of money to blow at the moment, and having another brooch or something would be useful. I mean, the other thing I do need to keep an eye on is it would be a really good idea to get some of this stuff repaired. Frog Spawn I don't think I really care about. The Lynn Crown I don't really care about. Raginald's Lustrous Laminar Armour, however, I do. You know what, let's get that repaired now. And then the Nether Norse Crown I'm going to care about as well. Study the Dutch language for many moons. I personally penned this missive using the Dutch script. A letter of friendship from the speaker of High German. From Farabent of Kaiserslautern. You've learned Dutch? That's very impressive. My regards. And as somebody who's currently trying to learn Swedish, that's impressive, especially if you don't have decent mobile apps you can use to study every night. Caligard, thank you very much for the 11-month Prime resub. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. Thanks for test streams. You are welcome for test streams. And Don Nan wants me to drink some tea. Cheers. Josh VS coming in with a 24-month. That is a 2-year resubscription if my mathematics does not do me poorly. And this does indeed mean that you get a shiny new helmet. You get the orange one, which is superior to the golden one because the orange know how to make more gold. Obviously. And this is the right stream to be earning the orange wings. I'm proud to see my son is no longer a child, but an adult with sufficient tutelage. Even a child that's displayed little natural inclination can come to truly understand it. Oh, hello. So you've suddenly become a 19 to 10, 4, 5. I mean, you're not awful. You're the second son, aren't you? Yes. You're better than Scooby. That's for sure. Okay, so we need to get you married. You are a diplomat and a steward, so maybe we should try to double down on that. These are too old. I mean, we could also try to marry you into somebody who is good at fighting, just to try and rekindle some of that fighting capability. I actually quite like the look of Joanne. She's ambitious, so she might actually try to bump off Commander Scooby, which I'd be okay with. Margaretta's also only 15, which means she doesn't have her education trait yet. Just wrathful and ambitious.